Little, zippy, and fun. I got a sneak peek at a fun e-bike. The folks at ONEBOT make a variety of folding electric bicycles. They're easy to pack and travel with. They use lightweight magnesium frames. Following that model, the ONEBOT team sent over their new S2 e-bike for me to take on a test drive. Just to preface right at the top here, I would normally take a video like this outside and shoot it next to the e-bike, but it's been in the high 90s, low 100s in my neighborhood. It's been a challenge keeping my cameras running long enough to record this commentary, and then also, you know, like my own personal health. So please pardon that this is still in the gadget lab. I'm gonna try and keep this mixed up with a lot of fun B-roll. The S2 project should be live on Indiegogo as this video is published, and it strays from some of their other bikes. The frame doesn't fold, but it's a really little frame with smaller 14-inch wheels, and it only weighs about 39 pounds. We've seen a few options like this, small city commuter e-bikes. The S2 is a single speed bike with a 250 watt motor to assist, or you can just drive the bike all on the motor. There's a breed of road and mountain e-bikes with bigger numbers and bigger specs for power and speed. The S2 looks to fill a lightweight, shorter range role. ONEBOT rating the S2 for a top speed of around 25 kilometers per hour and a maximum range of 50 kilometers on a full charge, which that's not bad. The frame itself doesn't split, but the handlebar arm will collapse. It's super easy to throw this into the trunk of a car, even a mid-size sedan trunk like our little Nissan. It's pretty handy. Single speed for the bike gears, but it gets going fast enough that disc brakes are mandatory. Nice action on those brakes. The motor control is nice and simple. There's a little control pad on the left handlebar. You power it on and then you push the plus and minus buttons to control how much motor assist you get. From 0 to 3, which is where we can get that roughly 15 mile an hour top speed. The right grip has a throttle. You twist the handle and the motor takes over. You don't even need to pedal. There's a little headlight on the front of the handlebars. I do wish there was a brake light on the back of the bike, but the main convenience omission for me, this is such a first world e-bike criticism, there's no charging indicator when the bike is powered off. There's a little plug on the left side of the bike frame. Charging times are reasonably quick given the slightly smaller battery. I've just been spoiled by my recent e-scooter, which has a display and a readout to show you the charging progress. The S2 requires turning the little pad on to see the battery gauge, and then you can turn that display back off again. That is totally a spoiled first world issue. And the ride is fun. This is my first experience on little 14-inch tires, so the very first time, actually the first couple times I got on the bike, it was a little tricky to find the balance. It's a much lower center of gravity, but the frame kind of simulates a step through. We're gonna talk about that in just a sec. It's designed to be, and it succeeds at being, a zippy little city bike. I would not want to take this out on daily rides that would exhaust the battery range. But I've already come to use it for those short treks to and from the grocery store. You know, the kind of short trips that make me ultra guilty to burn the gas and drive my car super inefficiently. It's built to tackle those kinds of regular trips, and it kind of nails that use. The only concern for the bike in operation, a 250 watt motor is capable, but it's not beefy. And the S2 only has that one pedal gear speed. There's a very steep residential hill in my neighborhood, and the bike needs my help to pedal up that hill. The motor will not get me up that hill on its own. And I know the obvious jokes down in the comments, I'm not maxing out the weight restriction on this bicycle. I might be a little soft around the middle. I might be close, but I'm not maxing it out. So you're not gonna be zipping around San Francisco like you're on a gas-powered Vespa. Moderate hill grade city streets, this is a great ride. The pedal assist kicks in nice and smooth. It does get just a little jerky at max power as you float above and below the top speed, but on the whole, it's a good feel pushing the motor as you're pushing the pedal. Those total range estimates are kind of tricky to pin down in my neighborhood. It'll really depend on your riding style, how aggressive you hit the motor, and the hills you might need to trek up and down. The S2 has a 216 watt-hour battery pack, and the maximum range rating of around 30 miles is likely based on not running the bike full throttle. I gave it a full charge on receiving it and took it on daily trips for a week, 1 to 3 mile round trip excursions, and I still had a half charge on the battery at the end of the week. And I should probably backtrack just real quick, mention the shipping is really nice. Because this frame is all constructed, there's nothing really to set up. The handlebars are collapsed and the wheels are on the frame, and all you need to do is insert the bicycle seat and prop the handlebars up. That makes the shipping box a little bit bigger when you get it, but the setup is super quick. And it's just darn cute. The turquoise and pink color combo has an almost 1980s California vibe to it. It fits in really well here in Southern California. The frame is low enough to feel like a step-through bike, so it's just as easy for me to get on as my wife, who's shorter than I am. In fact, I think it's a little easier for her to get going on those pedals because she's a little shorter. So I really dig this thing. I'm a dude who likes going fast, so there's still an idea in my head where I want to get a beefier, fat tire road bike with a big motor, but the practical short trip to Trader Joe's is totally handled by this little S2, and for a much lower price than one of those big bikes. I've really enjoyed this kind of conversation, alternative mobility, city mobility, and I took an e-scooter out recently. It helped reduce some of our short range car trips, but I feel more confident on something with pedals and a motor. Because the worst case scenario, let's say I'm out and about and I do manage to drain the battery, it's still a bicycle. And that's easier to ride around town than a heavier kick scooter that I gotta kind of keep pushing. I'm just saying, e-scooters are fun, e-bicycles, better solution for me. So, getting back to this e-bike, the crowdfunding page is live for the ONEBOT S2. Early bird pricing is $499. That's solid for a bike in this tier, especially being one of the lightest options in this class. Gotta throw a big thanks to the folks at ONEBOT for sending this one out. It was a lot of fun taking this for a test drive. It's definitely whet my appetite for more. So I will, of course, leave some links down below where you can jump straight to the crowdfunding page as the campaign actually kicks off for the ONEBOT S2. As always, thanks so much for watching, for sharing these videos, and subscribing to the channel. All the support lately has been absolutely fantastic. Those of you who are checking out the links in the description, hitting my home site, somegadgetguy.com, buying a little merch, or joining the list of names scrolling by on your screen from my Patreon, patreon.com/somegadgetguy. This list is basically the coolest collection of tech pals in the universe, so I hope you'll check them out. Now, you know where you can find me around the rest of the internet, at somegadgetguy on the Twitters and the Twitch, not so much on the Facebooks and the Instagrams, and I will catch you all on the next review.